Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adam Bittner, digital sports producer at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and I am joined today by a special guest. Steelers defensive captain Cam Heyward is I believe, in the Steelers locker room. Do I have that right, Cam?
Yes, I am. I'm here right now.
How are you? How have things been with you guys?
Pretty good. We just got on meetings. We got an important game this week, but I had to make sure I talked to you today.
Absolutely. Before we get started, just want to remind everyone, if you're joining us for the first time, please hit that like button to help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Please also subscribe to the channel so you get all of our daily content. Christopher Carter will be back on the North Shore Drive tomorrow, I believe, with Brian Batko setting up Steelers-Browns. So be sure to subscribe, check that out, check out everything we're doing all week. And of course, please check out the subscription deal down in the description, $6 for 6 months of access to post-gazette.com. That'll get you through Steelers season, maybe straight up until the draft at this point. So with that, Cam, I wanted to talk to you first about the second half surge that you guys have been on after the slow start. What are you think the main reasons you guys have been playing better in the second half of the campaign?
I think it's still a young team, so I think it's just continue to grow, get better at our craft. And I just think you get some luck in there as well, but I think guys have just continued to keep buying in. It's not always easy. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have some lumps in the season, but I just love the way our guys have battled back and continue to just keep going.
Has it been different in the past? Because obviously you're not a stranger to these types of situations, but some of those were more veteran teams in past years. I think of 2013 and a couple other times since then. What's been the dynamic with, like you said, a lot of younger players on the team?
I think it's just guys learning, and you can't fault guys for learning in different situations. Putting together an O-line, I love the way they're gelling now. But early in the season, they had to, find their way. We've had multiple quarterbacks play this year, and that sorted itself out with Kenny Pickett starting. And then on defense, I just think, we weren't playing our best ball at the beginning of the season. Some guys got hurt. But we just kept battling out there. And when you have that, you're able to, sustain a couple things and keep fighting back through it.
Cam, what's the significance of a winning season to you guys? I know there's a lot of debate, on the external side about, does a winning season matter or not? But you guys are in that locker room. You're going for your 9th win this weekend. What does that mean to you guys? And is that something you think about?
Honestly, just concerned with just winning games. I think we have a lot of talent in this locker room. Obviously, we want to be playing, in January more and having a chance to win a Super Bowl. We want to keep winning games. And you never know what can happen. So for me to go into a game thinking about, what our record is or what we could get through the draft, I can't really do that.
Kenny Pickett has been, a hot topic in Steelers land lately because of the way he has, led game-winning drives the past couple of weeks against the Raiders and the Ravens. Where have you seen him grow? Kind of being that on the other side of him in practice, and watching from the sidelines, from the beginning of the season to now.
I think the main thing is just understanding the competition of it. You go and come from college, having success there, and then translate it into this level. It's going to take some time. But Kenny has just delivered week in and week out for us, always giving us a chance to win. And he's just growing from it. You start to, feel like you're gaining experience in those tight situations. And it's no mistake or no shock to us that he's had 2 back-to-back wins at the end of the game.
You guys are going against the Browns this week, a team that beat you guys back at the beginning of the season. What lessons did you take from that game and things that you're going to have to improve on to beat them at Acrisure Stadium this weekend?
I think the main lesson is whoever wins the rushing battle usually wins this game. That's Nick Chubb, that's Najee Harris. And for us to have a successful day, Nick Chubb's got to have a bad day. And Najee's got to get going, and that's an onus on our O-line and that our offense. The turnover battle is just huge, and you got to be able to win those in those AFC North gritty type of games.
The running game for the Steelers has grown. You go against those guys, every day in practice. What have you seen from them, and not just Najee, but I guess the offensive line as well, in terms of growth from the beginning of the season till now?
I think they've just developed cohesion, and this was a completely different offensive line than what we had last year. I think guys have just continued to just keep growing, and I think they're finally starting to gel together. It's really cool to see Mason Cole, Kevin Dotson, a lot of our other guys as well. Dan Moore, James Daniels, and Chuks Okorafor. They've really just started to gel together and really just get guys out of their gaps and make sure Najee's got straightaway angles.
Obviously, your playoff fate is still to be determined. There will be games going on at the same time. You guys are playing on Sunday that will determine whether you guys make it or not. You've been in these scoreboard watching situations before. At least, people on the outside are watching the scoreboard. What do you tell your teammates, going into a game like this on how to maintain focus, knowing that you guys don't control your own destiny and you're going to need things to go your way in other cities?
For us, it's about, and I've been lucky enough to be in a situation where, all we can do is focus on winning. In every scenario for us to always get in the playoffs, we've always had to win the last game. And so that allows us to just stay focused on what we have to do, not really look around. We'll see what happens at the end of the night.
TJ Watt's return has been important for you guys defensively. What changes about the game when he's on the field? Maybe for you as a unit, maybe for you personally.
I think it's not just TJ. I think we got a lot of guys back. Obviously TJ's a great player, but we've gotten a lot of guys back through injury and, battled back through some things. But I think TJ does a great job. He has a command out there on that edge that you have to respect him. You have to make sure it's not just one guy. You have to give him help. You get guys in the back end there are healthy again as well. Guys like DeMonte Casey, Minko's been banged up, but now he's, really starting to play really well. Having more guys at our disposal has been big for just our defense in general. And now we can have a defense that's really on full tilt.
You're coming to the end of your first season playing with your brother, Connor. Any fun bonding stories over the course of the year, things that have kind of grown your relationship off the field that people may not have seen by watching games on TV?
I think the fun thing is just seeing him go through his rookie lumps and, the ups and downs of a season. I think it's just him continue to keep, growing through it. It's funny to be on the outside and, knowing what he's getting himself into, and he doesn't even know what he's getting into, whether it's the rookie dinners or, the things a rookie has to do throughout the year. But he'll be better because of it. And, hopefully, I don't think we'll have any more Heywards for a while, but, down the road, he can explain his side.
Nice. The Pro Bowl will be coming. I think the Pro Bowl selections were announced a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to ask you, because you're pretty much a regular in that space, what do you think of the changes to being a flag football game and having some other competitions surrounding that this year? Do you think it's a good development, bad development? Where do you weigh in on the changes to the Pro Bowl this year?
I think it's a good development. I think, people like to make a big deal about, the game not being as physical as they want, but they haven't seen the injuries that have come from those games. And some of those guys going to contract years don't really get to see the dollars they would want off of that. And so that's always been the trade-off. But I think the flag football should allow more competition. They're doing not just a flag game, but they're doing other things as well. So I think it becomes more of a week, more engaging for the fan. And I think it keeps the players healthy.
Cam, you've gotten into the podcasting business this year a little bit. What have you learned from that experience? Is that something that you might want to get into whenever your football career is over? And has it changed your perspective on media at all, being on the other side of the microphone?
Yeah, definitely. I think my interview skills have gotten better since my first time, and how to ask questions, how to make the, your whoever you have on feel comfortable. I think, that's something down the road I might entertain. I don't want to give up my day job. I'm enjoying it too much, but it's definitely a space I want to continue to keep learning about. And I love having a lot of fun. We've had some great guests. We get to talk about, a lot of different topics, and it's really interesting.
Where can fans, if they haven't already come across the podcast already, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find it on all big social platforms. You can go to our Twitter page, Not Just Football, or our Instagram page as well, Not Just Football. Or you can go on to YouTube, Apple, you name it, Spotify. We're all there, and it's a good time.
Cam, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you about the Cameron Heyward Blitz mix. It's coming out, I believe, at Giant Eagle stores. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's been out for a while. The proceeds go to my foundation, the Heyward House. We've got to test the food, so we know it's very good. It's good for parties. It's good for games. You name it, it's a good time. But, I'm just very happy to be working with people at the PLB who have made it very easy, very fun, very interactive. And, the Steeler Nations has just gone above and beyond in supporting us.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Cameron. Really appreciate it. A great talk. And like I said, folks, please stay tuned to the YouTube channel this week. We're going to have much more on Steelers Browns with Christopher Carter on the North Shore Drive on Friday. So keep your eyes out for that. Otherwise, I'll talk to you again Sunday for our live post-game show here on the Post-Gazette Sports YouTube channel. Paul Zeiss and I, whatever the Steelers, 10 or 15 minutes, whenever the game's over, that's when we'll join you. So stay tuned for that. Cam, thanks for joining us today.
Appreciate you, Adam. Thank you for having me on.
Take care.
Yep.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed it on Apple Podcasts, please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. For 6 months of digital access to post-gazette.com for just $6, click the link down in the description.